All right, today is Tuesday and we are moving on with our systems of linear equations. So the goal is still the same. We are going to try to solve these systems of equations, which means we need to find an ordered pair that satisfies both equations at the same time. So before we were doing this through guess and check or using a table, or if the graph was already given to us, we were looking for where these two things cross. But now we don't have a graph, we just have a system, some potential answers, and we're going to use a graph. So theoretically, we could just take each of these and guess and check. We could plug them in and see which one works. But sometimes a little bit more effective would be if we just go ahead and graph them and look for where they're crossing. So what I'm going to do is graph these four by hand. I'm going to look for that intersecting point and I'm going to identify that ordered pair. So number one, I am going to plot y equals 4x minus 8. This means we have a y-intercept of -8, and this line has a slope of 4. So I'm going to go up 4 and over 1. Up 4, over 1. I'm just going to keep doing this. Up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1, and up 4 over 1. I could also have gone down 4 and left 1, and it's on the same line. I'm going to see if I can draw this line in, and then I'll move on to the second one. Okay, so that's my first line. Let's look at the second line. So this one is y equals 2x minus 4, which means I have a y-intercept of -4, and I have a slope of 2. So I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. Up 2, over 1. There we go, there's that intersecting point. I could have kept going. I also could have gone down and left. So here is that second line. And all I'm looking for is that point of intersection. So I just want to see the exact ordered pair where they're crossing. So this point right here is at 2 and 0. So my solution would be 2, 0. So that's right here. All right, here I'll highlight it for you. So now let's move on to the next one. We're going to graph these two lines. We're going to look for where they cross. So my first line is y equals -3x minus 1. So that gives me a y-intercept of -1 and a slope of -3. So I'm going to go down 3 and right 1, down 3 and right 1, down 3, right 1. I could also go up 3 as long as I go to the left 1. All right, I'm going to draw that line in and get ready for the second line. All right, my second line, I have y equals 4x plus 6. So I've got a y-intercept of 6. I have a slope of +4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. It doesn't look like these lines are going to cross anywhere up here, right? So I'm going to have to go the other direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. There's that intersecting point. 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. Let's draw that line in so we can really see where these two things are crossing. Okay, so now I can see those two lines are crossing and I can identify that ordered pair. So here is that point of intersection and it's at -1 and +2. So on our papers, we're going to look for an answer that is -1 and +2. Here we go, W. All right, we're going to do 2 more of these by hand. So for number 3, let's see. I'm going to plot those two lines. My first one has an intercept at -12. Good thing my graph is really big. My slope is 4, so I'm going to go up 4 and right 1. Up 4, right 1. Up 4, right 1. We can do this as many times as we want to make sure this is really accurate. And you just draw it in when you're ready. All right, my second line. We have a +2 as a y-intercept, and then I have a negative slope. So -3 means I'm going to go down 3 and right 1. Down 3 and right 1. Here's that intersection. Down 3 and right 1. I'm going to draw it in so you can see it nice and clearly. And looking for where those two lines are crossing, here's that point right here. We just need to identify its ordered pair. So this has an x value of 2 and a y value of -4. So I'm looking for the ordered pair 2 and -4. It looks like L. All right, last one by hand. Okay, I'm gonna start by plotting the line y equals 2x plus 4. So I'm looking at this one. Here's my y-intercept. My slope is 2, so up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, as many times as you need to make this really straight. Okay, we're gonna draw on our line. And now let's look at the second one. The second one that I need to graph is y equals 4x plus 6. So there's my y-intercept. I could go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Doesn't look like it's going to cross over here though. It looks like it's going to cross on this side. So what I'm going to do is instead of up 4, right 1, I'm going to go down 4, left 1. Okay, draw that line in and we'll see where it crosses. Got a little smudged, but we can still see that intersection. It's right here. So this ordered pair would be at -1 and +2. So I'm looking for an ordered pair on my answer sheet that is at -1 and +2. Here we go, E. Okay, so there's the first 4. What we're gonna be doing next is I'm gonna take those same problems, but I'm going to graph them on Desmos. So if you get to a point where you feel really confident in graphing and it's more time consuming than helpful, then I would suggest you find an alternative. So Desmos.com will do this for us. So I'm just gonna take you, move you over, and let's plot them. So I am looking at number 5. The equations are y equals x. So I'm going to type that in. And the second equation is y equals -2x minus 12. Okay, so there's our 2 lines, and we're going to look for where they're crossing. And there's our ordered pair. So -4 and -4 is the point where they're crossing. That's what we're going to want to identify on our paper. So if you have that paper in front of you, that would be A. All right, let's look at number 6. Where's my mouse? There we go. All right, number 6, we have y equals -2x minus 6. My second line is at y equals x. So we've got our 2 lines. We can see that they're crossing. This is that point of intersection. It is at -2 and -2. So on your paper, you would look, and of all those solutions, I see it at -2 and -2, and that's K. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Number 7, our first equation is y equals -4x minus 5. Second equation is at y equals x. So again, we're looking for where those 2 lines are crossing. Identify the ordered pair. This one says it's at -1 and -1, which is option I for number 7. Okay, finally, the last one we're going to do using Desmos is number 8. We have the equation y equals x minus 6. Second equation, y equals 3x minus 10. Here's where our 2 lines are crossing. Let's just identify the ordered pair. It gives us 2 and -4, which is option T on our paper. Okay, so for the remaining problems, you guys are going to be responsible for completing numbers 9 through 12. So I'm going to show you that page again, and you can choose to either hit pause and come back to the solutions afterwards, or you can stay on and watch, and I'll get them done. Okay, so at this point, those last couple problems are for you. I'm just going to go ahead and solve them.